So there's going to be a 30-minute play and explain. Obviously, I'll just go through my normal process of the play, and any comments or feedbacks, just leave in the comments. So I'll be playing at $150 table and $100 table at PokerStars. And this is my pre-flop raise first in range. So you will find that obviously, depending on player types, I will stretch it a little bit. But this is the basis of most of my pre-flop play, just first in. Any comments, just please leave them in the comments section. And feel free to discuss any actions I take or don't. And any hands that come up that you think I played wrong or played well, please feel free to leave a comment. Thank you. We'll get to the play and explain now. I've already been playing about half an hour just to get myself warmed up for the play. And obviously I had a couple of big hands. We've three-handed for a while on this table here. You know, obviously I've made a couple of mistakes in terms of not getting value in certain spots, but obviously this is about improving as we go along. So what I do is when I'm like playing more of a steady session where I want to really concentrate, really want to monitor what I'm doing, I play just 2 tables. And when I just want to get some volume in, I play 4 tables, and that's usually $4.25 no limit tables. So my HUD is quite basic here. So it's just VBIP, pre-flop raise, 3-bet, fold to 3-bet, and the 4-bet ratio. So after my coaching with Brad, I decided just to strip my head down completely, mainly on the basis that I was using it to make my decisions, and so obviously we stripped that down so that I'm using data points as opposed to the HUD to determine whether I should call or fold or raise. So I'll just comment on the actions where, obviously I've got a choice to make. I'm not going to explain every decision I make in terms of folding or pre-flop, especially as that's pretty basic. I'll raise this limp here with Queen Jack offsuit. He seems a pretty weak player. A short stack, high VPIP. And these are some of the players you want to sort of take advantage of. So, based on their stats, I label them as like weak players. Again, I'll raise his limp. c-bet on this flop here. Obviously once he raises me, that's a pretty strong raise. I can't really do much against this, so it'll be a fold. And the standard 3-bet from the big blind versus this small blind raise. So I'll be calling this huge 4-bet. He's done it earlier versus me. And a small blind very big blind comes in. There could be a big range here. So yeah, so I based obviously on the small blind versus big blind confrontation, but earlier before the play explained, we had a cold 4-bet where I had to fold pocket jacks, and obviously looking at it now, he's probably doing it with a wide range of hands. But yeah, ace king is definitely in my 4-bet calling range there, even to an all-in. So first is the low jack open. This is going to be a call from the button. So we'll see. So obviously now I'm going to call as it's 3-way bottom position. I'm ending it, and on this flop, in a multi-way pipe, we won't be continuing. But you know, obviously, it depends what happens, and we'll see what happens here. I think this is a spot where I could potentially bet, and like bet a small to get a few hands off, maybe like 10 or 11. But in this instance, I'm going to just check. Raise this limp again with the pocket threes. That's in my raising range, so I'm just going to play it like I would play it if he had folded. And now he's raised, I'm going to fold as he's showing no aggression at all. And pocket threes is definitely not in my calling range there. So again, I'll raise this limp here. Open with the queen eight seated in my range here. Again, he could be doing it with a lot of hands, but ace 10 off suit is definitely not strong enough to be calling here. And continue in position here with my flush draw. It feels like this player might do that a lot, but it'll be interesting to see how it goes along. So a bit of a tight fold there. I believe that is in my calling range from the big blinds. Decision. So a big raise there with the 7 big blinds. So I'll continue here my range on this board against big blind. So raise his limper again. I'm going to tag him as a fish. I see he's been limping a little bit. See only a few hands played, but against his limp calling range, I'll be c-betting here. So I will go for a bet here, trying to get him off pocket pairs or knocking him out. Well, targeting like any pair like 7 or 3 that he may have called, even a jack with a 70% bet. The ace is good guard for me to represent, I reckon. But obviously he's got 2 pairs, so I'm going to just fold here because he hasn't got a very big stack. It's not really worth me. I'm not getting the odds to just set mine here. It's a case of whether I could shove against 2 overcards and it being worthwhile. So ace 10, obviously I could 4-bet here, but as he's bet a little bit larger than standard, I'm going to go for a fold. It is in my 4-betting range, however. So obviously you can see he's done it again. See ace queen this time, so it has got a very wide 4-betting range. So he is a player I come up against occasionally, so it'll be worth monitoring that. So an open with the king 7 seated. So this is in my calling range. So this is a bit blind. So I'm getting like good odds here. He's bet half. I don't think there's any combination of hands that I'm beating here. And this has got queen like 9 or king X. I'm not certain he'd be betting 4 to a straight and 3 spades on there. So on this ace-ace paired board, I will bet range on this paired board. So fold from a bit blind here. So obviously I could isolate with the a6 here, but I'm just going to check this occasion. I'll call with my nut flush draw on this paired board. No need to raise on here. I'm quite happy to call versus this player here. And so as he's checked the turn, I want to try and get some value from maybe some pairs. So again, I'm just going to call it. I think obviously there's a lot of hands I could be beating, you know, an 8, but I think that would have bet the turn. You know, other flush draws lower, queen, and I don't, you know, not necessarily have threes and fours. So there's whether a case I could have raised there to get value. from the flush, but I think sometimes you just have to go for the sort of safer option. Against this play type, could we raise? I think the answer is possibly yes. And call from the big blind here. And I will call in my continuing range here. So this is in my 3-bet range here versus so I will now bet after he's checked. Try and get folds from like 2 overcards that aren't connected to the board. So raise here to 9 versus this smallish opening raise. As requested. So 3 up here I will fold. So a spot I do really need to study is that like a small blind versus big blind in both circumstances, me as a small blind and me as a big blind. bet here. Represent first bit blind, especially with their wide calling range. It's a case that I could easily, I think, bet again on here. You know, it's flush draws, he doesn't necessarily have a king. So I'm going to bet half pot. Make him pay for any draw that he might want to be going for. Or even if he's got like a pair, you know, sevens or the fours. So again, I'll go for some value here, targeting like single pairs of like 7x, you know, 4, maybe 5, 6, something like that. So this is interesting actually. So could he be turning the worst hand into a bluff? How could that 9 have helped him? Getting 3 to 1 on my money. Well, I think he's probably quite capable of seeing him to like try for a bluff. So that's the spot I've been looking at in my coaching sessions with Brad, like where players turn, you know, hands into bluffs in certain spots where the lines aren't very natural. Having seen a couple of his hands, you know, I was positive that, you know, I'll be winning that enough to be able to call there. So 3 bet here with ace king seated standard. So I'll call in position here with the ace king suited. And I will call in position here. Call the pocket threes. So the queen is a bit of a worry. Now I'm beating hands like, I'm not even beating ace jack. So, you know, what does this 4 bet range look like? You know, kings, it could be aces, it could be queens, and these are set. Jacks, I don't think that's in the 4 bet calling. So yeah, queens, kings, ace king. Yeah, I think it's going to position. I'm going to have to fold him. I think he's got the advantage here on this board with this 4 betting range. And obviously his 4 betting range here is 10s to jacks, so obviously he's got a bit of a wide, so that could obviously hit him in a number of ways. And I'm not sure top pair top kicker is doing good against that range there. So I'm going to do one more round and then that will be the play and explain done. Obviously any hands that you think, yeah, I could play differently, feel free to comment and discuss either in Discord or on this YouTube channel. Okay, and that's it for my playing explain. Thank you.